Hey, Dad.
Hey, Kathy.
The NAM show, when this gets uploaded, is just 1 week away, and Mom and I are going down. And before Christmas, we were talking about innovation in the Remember When, and you said that you wanted to add more to that discussion on our next Remember When, which is now. And you were talking about the impact that musical instruments and innovation in this industry's had on the world at large. And you mentioned something about punch cards, and you were going to go from there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's we at our concert. I got thinking about the musical world and how music has helped innovate other things in the world. And the punch cards are referring to. If you start thinking of computers, and if you go back in the times when computers were first going along in data processing, you used to have a little punch card you put into a punch meter, and it would read your hours that people would punch in and out of their work, right? And that would be calculating their times and that kind of stuff. So somebody didn't actually have to be there. Well, back in the early days, in the late 1800s, right, we made it so that nobody had to actually be there to be the piano player. Right? They simply had player pianos, and these were rolls, and on the roll there were holes, which were punched out. Right? And they had a special piano they played when they punched out these rolls, and they actually played the piano. And as they played that particular piano, it would actually create the master roll.
Mm-hmm.
And then from the master roll, they were able to duplicate the other rolls, right? And hence we had the player pianos. So from that technology, of course, came, right, the punch cards, right, technologies, and from that came into our world of computers. And our world of computers, right, with this yes, on and off binary system, right, the idea of a language talking like that, the music industry did that together way back in the 70s when they implemented something called MIDI. So as the world of computers started to come to life, and they understood this was happening because some of the first ICs that were ever manufactured were used in musical instruments. Hence you had a monophonic synthesizer. You could play one note, and then it went up to 4 notes, then it went up to 8 notes, then went to 16, 32, 64, 128. As you can see, I'm talking in binary, zeros and ones, right? So the on-off system, right? So the music industry had huge amounts of energy spent in that. Companies like and laboratories like Kurzweil Laboratories use musical instruments to get the talking typewriters happening, right? That's all, and that's where your Kurzweil digital pianos came from. That was a sampling technology, and they used that as a catalyst, right, to program out. Or if you want, we can go way, way back in time, right, to way before the Bible and Christ, and that was on the thing. And some of the very first instruments that were manufactured where we actually pushed something and made something happen to make a musical sound. And that was a keyboard organ. What they did is they filled up a pipe with water, and as you pushed down on the lever, it let the water go through and it produced a note. And this is going back way, way back, well over 2,000 years ago. So not only did that create the understanding that we could produce musical tones, which was part of the thing, it also created hydraulics. So a lot of the world of hydraulics, right, actually was created and specialized in, right, through creating musical instruments, musical sounds. So, and you could go on and on and on. And in the future, right, we're going to see more and more things created because man's reached to try to express themselves using musical instruments, or that, trying to get that music out of our souls by utilizing other technologies. You'll see all kinds of crazy things that have been invented, like your Furman or whatever that thing is called, right? You know, right? Furman, the electrical thing, just made all those all those weird sounds in science fiction. That sounds like Furman. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Whatever it's called.
Whatever it's called, right?
There's a really cool YouTube video on how to make one. I'll link it below.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Then everybody can make their own musical instruments and sound really weird too. Anyway, that's all the weirdness from here. Talk to you again.